Mr. Talat, thank you for accepting the invitation for that interview today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I want to start from the big issue of bizonal. So, is it over with bizonal, bicommunal federation, Mr. Talat, in your view, in your point of view?
You see, in my view, it is not the end of this, idea. But it will be difficult to take the whole rail to that point again, because it is now, the Cyprus issue is derailed. Now, Turkish Cypriot side and Turkish side in general is in a very different mood. And it seems that Greek Cypriot side is also in a very different mood. Until Crans-Montana, we were negotiating, both sides were negotiating for a bicommunal, bizonal federation with political equality, etc. But there, Mr. Anastasiadis, because of the upcoming elections, changed his stance and he denied the Turkish Cypriot participation in the decision-making mechanisms. Mm-hmm. From that time onwards, actually Anastasiadis said to Turkish foreign minister, first whispered to his ear, then he said it openly when they met in New York, that after his election, he will be ready to negotiate a two-state solution or a confederation. This was what you call best solution for Turkish side in general, particularly for Turkey. It was the best solution. So Turkey grasped it. Mm-hmm. And during that time also Turkish Cypriot leader Akıncı said that this was our last effort of our age. So Turkey grasped this and went on, and during the presidential election here, they supported, as you know, Ersin Tatar, and Ersin Tatar was for a two-state solution, and the result is here.
Let's say it's Anastasiadis and maybe Akıncı's fault when they say the last time.
Up to an extent, yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking your words. Can they do now a 3-point back to bizonal, bicommunal federation when Turkey it's up to two-state solution?
You see, when Turkey is in that direction, two-state solution, it is not possible to turn back to bicommunal, bizonal federation, because, as you know, Turkish approval is a must. Mm-hmm. Turkey is a guarantor, and changing the former Republic of Cyprus agreements, Turkey has to sign that agreement. Otherwise, any change is not possible from the status quo. Anyway, but in the meantime, I think that Turkey's position is changeable. Turkey now supports two-state solution, but if Turkey witnesses that this would not be possible in any way, and her relations, international relations, will be adversely affected from this policy, and also if Turkish economy and Turkish international prestige will go up with going back to the possible solution. They may come to bicommunal, bizonal federation again. So, I mean, it depends mostly on Turkey. Turkish Cypriot side is not important now because the Turkish Cypriot president or leader is saying that it is what motherland says. So he doesn't have any argument. He doesn't have any what you call any policy, which is also, I mean, consolidated by argumentations, by the facts on the ground, etc. He doesn't have. So, I mean, his position is to whisper or shout according to motherland, according to Turkey.
For bicommunal federation, what is that Ersin Dadar do not understand, in your point of view again, about losing federation?
You see, he said very recently, I heard in the morning that Denktaş's ideas are transferred to New York with our coming here. He means that he has together with him the soul of Denktaş. As you know, Denktaş was in principle against a common or a joint state with Greek Cypriots. This is same with Tatar. Tatar, of course, he's Cypriot, but he didn't study in Cyprus. He didn't, work here. He moved to England and he studied in England. His first, what you call impressions regarding Cyprus was those which were transferred to him in England by his father, by his family, etc. And his father was also with Denktaş, as you know. He was the Turkish Cypriot member of the missing persons committee. So he is educated with Denktaş ideology. So he doesn't want to go with Greek Cypriots. He wants to be, he's a very nationalist person, and he cannot weigh the Turkish Cypriot, importance of Turkish Cypriot identity and importance of Turkish Cypriot future.
He cares about
He
that.
doesn't care. He cannot analyze. He cannot analyze and he cannot embrace the Turkish Cypriot, what you call the Turkish Cypriot concerns regarding the future of the community, regarding the economy, the future economy of Turkish Cypriots, etc. He is only, reiterating what Turkey says for the time being. And any change to his policy is one-to-one dependent on Turkey's Cyprus policy.
So he cannot analyze the difference between Turkish Cypriot interests, which is identity, then different of culture, the Islam way of thinking, etc., than Turkish
Yeah,
interests.
of course, he
And
cannot.
this is-
He cannot.
Okay.
He says the last say is from Turkey.
Okay, that's clear. Isn't a bit of your party's fault that Tatar is today the leader?
No. Why?
If you had support Akinci, he had a dynamic. He had a lot of.
My party supported Akinci very clearly. In the second round, of course. In the first round, my party had a candidate.
Tufan.
Yeah. In the second round, Republican Turkish Party clearly supported Akinci. Akinci lost his support, particularly from those people who were hesitant, actually. I mean, what will happen if Akinci wins? What would be the relationship between Turkey and Turkish Cypriots? I mean, this was a very important concern of Turkish Cypriots. Just imagine, if Akinci would win this election, what would happen to Akinci? Akinci was going to be shut and locked
alone
into the palace, and that's all. He couldn't even negotiate. If he would have that opportunity to negotiate, he would get nothing. It was, I mean, this was clear. Because what happened, a very antagonistic stances of Turkey and Akinci was public, and everybody was talking this during the election period. So, I mean, for Turkish Cypriots, it was actually both parties were very bad.
I want to now come to two very important issues for Greek Cypriots, and also until now maybe for Turkish Cypriots also. It's Morphou, the one big issue, and the second is Varosha.
I cannot say anything about this because you see, time is passing, and those people who are settled in Morphou now are in their second generation. They are living in houses, they are building new houses, new investments for ordinary people and also by some other, you see, universities or others, anyway. So, Morphou, to be given to Greek Cypriot side, is getting difficult every day. Maybe another kind of status is going to be thought regarding Morphou in future, in case of a solution. Because the majority of the investments being made by Turkish Cypriots, the Greek Cypriot Greek Cypriot's investment would be very inferior. So time passes, Morphou becomes more and more difficult to be handed over to Greek Cypriot side. This is the real fact.
It's difficult, but is there a chance? I mean,
there is, of course. I mean, it depends on the terms of the agreement. I mean, if as I said, if an agreement, a bicommunal, bizonal federation is going to be revived again, then it might be possible to discuss the special status of Morphou in case of a solution.
Something like DC.
Who knows? I mean, it is possible. I mean, or it is possible to give a special status to Turkish Cypriots who are residing there under the Greek Cypriot administration. It is also possible. But all these depend on whether we are going to revert back to the solution bicommunal bizonal federation.
So do you believe that they are going to continue with Varosha, or is it a big show?
It's a show, actually. And it was actually at the beginning an act to support Tatar in the election. Tatar was invited to Turkey, and they declared the opening of Varosha there in order to, as I said, support Tatar. The coalition partner of Tatar was Kudret Özersay, and he couldn't do anything, of course, and he resigned from his position from the government because he was not informed about this step, and only Tatar was invited to Turkey and declared there the opening of Varosha. And as you know, afterwards, when Tatar won the election, only 3.5% of Varosha was released from military area, and it was open to civilian activities.
So it was a test for the international community also, how the international
community... That is one side, yes. A test of international community, test of the reaction of Greek Cypriot side, and also a test of the owners, how many owners are going to apply for restatement of the properties back. But as you know, Varosha is a big issue. It has very, the infrastructure, the decisions regarding the ownership of the properties there. EUCAF might be in, and that might entangle the process into a more difficult situation, etc. It's a very big issue, and I don't think that it will continue in this way.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.